Baby dolls, I have some riz, some zhezh, and some wara hanib in the microwave, and I'm gonna have it. It's very, very yummy, scrumptious. Stuffed grapevine leaves. That's exactly what we're talking about, but most importantly, actually, that's the most important part. But friends, I've got to tell you something about the Bitcoin halvening. You see, look, there's a 4-year cycle myth from the Bitcoin halvening, which is that crypto only goes up because of Bitcoin's inflation cut. However, this cycle, basically everything got thrown out because what's happened is Bitcoin has closed a month above its monthly high. Okay, it's closed a month up. It has done a never before seen type of thrust action. However, this has coincided with the stonk market showing extreme strength as well, right here. You remember this, friends? One of the myths is that Bitcoin only goes up because of the inflation cut. But I mean, like if you put all the charts together, it's spooky, isn't it, right? To see that Bitcoin is correlated to the stock market breaking the high. Now, why is it spooky? That's because, man, because if you go back to the earliest Bitcoin days, all right, and I have the chart here. If you go back to the very, very bottom, the very beginning, friends, Bitcoin was correlating with the stock market as it was going up here. And you're probably thinking, whoa, 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 whoa. How is it that people, well, they don't even know what this technology is? You're telling me it correlated to the stock market back then? Yes. The collective mindset of the market, friends, the people, the wisdom of the crowd, it prices stuff in, even though you think that there's not much liquidity. You think that, oh, no one knew what they were doing back then. No, no, no. I think they knew exactly what they were doing back then. Of course, I did not know how big it would eventually grow to become, though. And what I'm going to do for you is show you the stock market with the Bitcoin price. See, this is the Bitcoin price, and the blue is the stock market. Look at them right now. Look at, you're telling me there's no correlation, man. Look at this, friends. Look at this. See, Bitcoin has its bear market with the stock market going down, and they move down together. And look at this. They start moving up together. Stocks, friends, have broken up their high. Look at the blue line. Focus your eyes on the blue line here. And so has crypto. Look at Bitcoin and stocks doing this. Whoa. You're saying, wait a minute, but Bitcoin ETF. I know. Fabricated story. But Bitcoin 4-year halvening. I know. Fabricated story. I know, friends. Shout out to Mr. Raoul Powell, a friend of the channel. I'm sure, friends, one of the best facial hairs in all of crypto right now. He basically has done all these beautiful macro charts to show you there's a 4-year liquidity cycle. So the government, in the background, without telling you and me, there's this 4-year cycle. Okay, they inject and they remove. Okay, inject liquidity, which means it's printing more money, and then it goes up a bit too extreme, and then they let go of the pedal pretty much. And so what you have is they try to manipulate the cycle. They try to basically get us to have less volatility on the upside and a dampened volatility on the downside. They try to compress the economic cycle just so humans don't have to live through a Great Depression every 20 years where everybody wants to basically end their own lives and there's unemployment and soup lines, okay? So that's basically what we're seeing here right now. Now, this is very important. Why? So shout out to Johnny. There's many Johnnies, but shout out to Johnny Boo in the Telegram channel. Johnny was asking me about, you know, can you even see Bitcoin go up and altcoins never appear to rise up again? Well, here's the thing, man. As you've seen from now, friends, the stock market's the big daddy. You understand? Big boy S&P 500 is the real king leader. Do you understand that? That's right. Don't forget that. The S&P 500 is the actual spear of the world. Then you have Bitcoin. This is in our industry. There's other ones. Don't worry about them. You have Bitcoin. Bitcoin is leverage on the stock market, clearly. You understand that? Of course it is. So you can even see from this move, if you just go to January of 2024, for example, the stock market does a tiny move. You can't even see this move from 4,800 to 5,200. What's that? That's like a 10% move. So this is 10% of stock market. But what is that move for Bitcoin? That's 60%. You see that? You get like a 6x multiplier on stocks. Crazy. Also on the downside hurts, right? So you see that? Bitcoin is leverage on stocks. The real multiplier is like a number of 4. It's about 4 to 1. But I'm just showing you. We've done this thrust up. See how volatility in the upside is really nice, right? When you're on the right side. So what about Bitcoin though? Now we have leverage on Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin's leverage on the stock market. What about leverage on Bitcoin? That's Ethereum. The next one in line. Okay, Ethereum now, friends. If you want to look at the leverage on Ethereum, you just look at the ETH BTC ratio, which I've shown you many, many times. You see the ETH BTC ratio is low. However, if the cycle just keeps continuing and ETH BTC goes back to the top of the range, that's a 70% gain on Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin does, let's say by the time it gets there, Bitcoin has done a double from 40 to 80. That's 100%. Remember, Ethereum is going to give you 70% gain on your 2x. Okay, so Ethereum will be 3.4x. All right, so you see, so basically you can write down here. So S&P equals plus 10%. You have BTC equals plus 60%. But let's do plus 100%. Pretty much, say Bitcoin goes to 80K. ETH equals plus 170%. You see that leverage, friends? You see that's going up and down? And then we're going to go down to layer 1 chains and then meme coins. You see that? That's pretty much what you want to see. So layer 1 chains, for example, PulseChain, you're hoping, it doesn't happen linearly, but you're hoping PulseChain gives a multiplier on Ethereum. You're hoping, okay, if Ethereum is going to do like a 2.7x, hopefully you can get like a 5 on Ethereum. That would be huge, right? So if you do 5 times 1.7, you're hoping that you get 5 times 1.7 is an 8.5x. So I'm just throwing out numbers here, right? So PulseChain equals 8.7x, for example. So that's plus 777%. That's 8.7x. So you got, just so you know that, guys. And this is a plus 2.7x, and this is a plus 2x. You understand? This is like poop. The S&P 500 just poop up here. It's actually going to take a poop emoji. Look, it is the king, so I'm going to have to put a crown emoji on it, but also, don't forget who you are. You are not getting retiring anything off this. Okay, so you have that 10%, 2x, 2.7x, layer 1 chains, you have plus 8.7x. Now, what about meme coins? Now, here's the thing, friends. If you get, let's say on PulseChain, if you get something that gives you pulse leverage, oh my gosh, you might get a 5 on PulseChain. So there you go, friends. What would 5, this would be like 40x, you know what I mean? It's a bit more than that, so 40x. You could just write 4,000%, right? So it's around like 41x. You see that? See how we've gone down the risk curve? So the S&P 500, 10%, poop, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all these. So just showing you the risk curve. Now, it's a beautiful part. You just got to see stock market going up, Bitcoin goes up, we're all leverage, which means, now this is, okay, I know I'm wearing a Pokemon hat, friends, but this, look, we're in a tough spot, man. Because if you're wise, you're a wise squirrel, you ask, hello, Mr. Somi, and I'll say, hello, friend. If we're going to predict to try get out in euphoria, that means we've got to guess the top of the stock market. Yeah, I know, it's going to be tough. And you know, guessing the top of the stock market is the freaking widowmaker. So, look, I hope, though, what happens in the past happens again, which is when stocks are due to roll over, crypto is the end of times extreme risk-taking representation, which means if we see even more extreme risk-taking, you know, Coinbase #1 app ranking and all these other stuff, all these other junk rallying, which is really junk, right? If we see more of that, then basically we're just going to have to guess, right? Going to go, you know what? I can't predict the top of the stock market. It's too hard. There's too many Ponzi pumps coming into it. However, I know for sure crypto's exhausted of buyers. So at that point, if stocks keep going up, how many more people can really come into crypto at that point? Not many. But if stocks go down, you know, crypto's finished. But we're not there yet. We are not there yet. I'm just opening your mind to this. That's why, friends, my microwave, some people call it, is going to have some nice, juicy lunch for me. I'm going to catch you soon.